Well, here I am at Chateau d'Or, the restaurant, or the Golden Chateau. This is the place I'm meeting up with one of my friends from high school that I've also mentored a whole lot of years ago. And we're just actually going to be meeting here up for lunch. So at this point in time, I'm just waiting for him to come in. We're supposed to be meeting here for 11:30, so I figured we'd get here a couple of minutes sooner, get a good parking space, and be able to meet up with him without having any problems finding a parking space, because I know this place here gets filled up very quickly during lunchtime. So that's what I'm here for, to get a good seat and also meet up with him and have something good to eat. It's been a long time since I've seen him, and he's in the area today because he has to go to a doctor's appointment in, I think, in Rosemere, or it's close by here. So it's going to be something that we're going to do together here. And I mentioned to my beautiful fiancée that I'm heading out here today, so I'm going to see if I can scrounge in a couple of little pictures of what I'm having to eat here. So with that being said, the day is still young. I still have some other things to do outside and get things done as well. So after I have this little get together with my friend here, I'm gonna do the other stuff as well and try to get that done as soon as I can and get going on some of the other projects. So bear with me, the day is still young, we still got a lot to do. Here we go. And I was just speaking with my friend. It looks like he's delayed in coming in. He's actually in Montreal still on DeCarry. So that's going to be another 20-minute drive to go from there to where I am over here. So bear with me. The day is just yet beginning and having some fun. So I'm going to wait for him while I'm here, and then go inside and have lunch with him. Anyhow, I figured to give you guys a little update of what's happening here. It's fun when you promise to meet and then all of a sudden it's like, oops, traffic. The funs of being in traffic. What can I say? That's living in Montreal here for you folks. Those who haven't lived here, traffic is always going to be bad in Montreal and in the surrounding areas. So this is one thing, especially for visitors who haven't been to Montreal. Traffic is the worst situation for us. So that's half the fun of living in Quebec. But that's what you get. What can I say? Anyhow, that was a great meal and a good time with my friend Steve. Didn't take a photo shot, didn't take a video of him, because I respect him. I mean, he's one of my guys that I mentored way back when in the day. And we had a nice little lunch at Chateau d'Or, which is Golden Chateau. I'll get that out straight. And we just wanted to spend some time since he was living in Longueuil and all that. So he just wanted to meet up, have some lunch, and I had a nice little lunch with him. And it was a hot submarine sandwich with some fries, a little soft drink, and a glass of water to go with it as well. And we had a good time for at least about an hour or so, and he had to go to a doctor right after that. So it was a really good time that I spent with him. It's been a while since we've been together and just talked tech and other stuff as well. And it was a good time. Something that I enjoyed doing with him. And just to, bring back old memories and all that we had. The day is still not done yet. I'm going to still get some other things done here. And we'll be right back, okay? So bear with me. The day is still hot and humid as well. As soon as I get home, I'm going to get the air conditioning on because it's hot. And I know sometimes it's the heat that will get to everybody. So we'll get this here going, get the day finished off nicely with a big bang. Not a literal big bang, but a good heave-ho today. So I'll be back. Stay with me. Anyhow, it's finally a Wednesday evening. I had a good time with my friend Steve there, a longtime friend and a short-time colleague from a couple of places that we used to work at. Had a good time with him this afternoon for lunch. We went over to Chateau d'Or, which is the Golden Chateau in English, and we had a good lunch over there. He had to go to a local chiropractor in St. Therese, so we decided to meet up for lunch, and he works downtown in Montreal. So spent a good hour a bit with him today. It was fairly, well, I can't say it's productive. Well, we had a good friendly chat and all that, so we spent on some good times talking about what we're doing, what's happening and all that in our lives. And ends up that he may have a couple people that I may know and all that can help me out, so that's going to be a bonus. And this afternoon I wanted to get working on those that one other project there that had the 2 servers. Didn't have a chance to. I just felt out of sorts. I don't know why. Just didn't feel like working on them. I am going to try to get back into working with that. It's just a matter now of getting the memory that I have for it and the other pieces, and put that into the project as well. Show the inside of it and the whatnots, just to show what they look like on the inside when I had bought them last year. So that was always an interesting thought, because some people don't know what the server looks like, and some other things too. It's just, everybody who works in an office or works in a warehouse may not know what the servers look like. So I'm just trying to do a nice review to show what these servers are and what they can do and what you can't do with them. The 2 that I have right now, which I'm going to be building up, is going to be used. Just a matter of trying to figure out what I'm going to use them for. And also the 3rd one as well, so I'm going to be reintroducing from part 1 the first server that I had done, which is the same model as the other 2, so they're all identical internally, and just be able to set them up and get them prepared. The only thing I have a problem with at this point in time is that I don't have that many network connections. So eventually what's going to happen with this, I'm going to go see one of my suppliers, get an extended another component for my network, and it's called a network switch, which I'll basically hook up with the router itself and get the 2 working in conjunction with each other, so that way I can extend my network connections, because right now the router that I have only has 4 ports, which is not enough. And I have already 1 workstation, which is my main workstation. I have my ThinkCenter, my ThinkCenter, which is my main workstation. I have my video editor on my position on one of my 2 other workstations. I have another workstation sitting right next to it, which is a duplicate of it. It just has faster processors and 3 hard drives instead of 2, which I'm also going to have to get set up as well. And at the same time, putting these 3 together, meaning like possibly put in the same space somewhere on my desk or right next to my desk, and be able to get those hooked up into the network. So I'll be able to actually remote log in via network desktop sharing services that's available under Windows XP, and be able to access them remotely, so I don't have to be in front of a secondary monitor. I will have it hooked up though to a secondary monitor on all of them, but I'll have them split, one on 1 kVM and another one on the second one, so that way I can still use a regular monitor to actually access them. So that should be not much of a problem there. It's just a matter of setting it up and properly setting it up there at the time. And then once I have that done, and also do the cabling and back again, because that's my main thing that I have to worry about now, is the cabling in the back, which still has to be cleaned up. So I haven't had a chance to do that at all. Once I get those done and it's properly hooked up, then I'll probably do something with it. With the hard drives that I know I have a couple small ones to use for the time being, but what I may have to do as well is to get 2 larger hard drives of the same size, so that way they have a little wiggle room in both of them. Because I know right now a 30 gig or a 40 gig hard drive may not be enough, especially if you're dealing with databases and all that. So something like that, I like to make sure that I have a little leeway in the hard drive space. And these 3 that I have are not using the regular SATA drives, which are more modern to today's computers. they're using the older IDE drive. So that there I have to get as well eventually, and before one of my other suppliers actually runs out of them, because they're going dirt cheap these days. So even a second-hand place, they're about $10 or $15. The only thing that worries me is if I were to go with a newer hard drive, I might not be able to get the proper connection to adapt it into it, and I still have to find out that way as well, to see if it is possible, because I have to do a reverse connection on it, and I don't know if they have that yet, because I know you can do it with an older IDE to a newer machine, but not with a newer hard drive to an older machine. That's where I'm running into the problem on some of these machines, but still I'm going to try to check them out and see what's happening. If I can do it that way, then great. I'll eventually get 3 other hard drives large enough to do that. Anyhow, with this being said and done, I'm going to call it a short day today, since it's going to be raining any moment now. I can see by the distant clouds, as you can see over there, that it is going to start pouring this evening with rain. So they're actually calling in for rain this evening. So I'm going to probably head back home, get in before the actual rainstorm starts, and that way I don't get soaking wet. Because I took a shower early this morning, and my fiance, hello fiance, love you, miss you, I wish you were here, and to be freshly clean, because she always likes me freshly clean, and eventually get my hair done too. That's the other thing too. I have a head trimmer, or regular trimmer that like the barber uses to trim my hair off, so I'm going to probably use a number 2 or number 3 on that, so that'll be for another time anyhow. So for this being done, I like to wish everybody a good day, or a good evening, or a good morning, depending where you are, and depending on which time zone you're in. If you have any comments, please put the comments down below. If you like to subscribe, please subscribe and like this video. And yes, I do take a look in to what people are saying, and it's been fairly quiet, besides my fiance putting in a good word here there, which I love her so dearly about. Anyhow, you guys have a good day. Till tomorrow.